see, times have changed around here. Joe goes 1 for 3 on field goal, like a 29-yard field goal, and gets to come up here in front of everybody.
Find anybody else?
Really an exciting win for us, and obviously it was far from perfect. You know, we gave them so many opportunities. Our defense, for the most part, played extremely well throughout the game. Made some very significant plays on special teams, and offense. You know, we were atrocious on third down, and you know, kept putting our defense back out there. And you know, that'll cost you. We've seen that before. We've got to do it better. We've hit a little lull here on third down the last 2 weeks, and so we got to get back to how we were playing before that. But all in all, we're just, after what we've gone through, you know, in the last 4 games prior to this, you know, the 2 last-second losses, and then the Oregon game, we're just happy to get a win right now. So pleased for our players and their effort today.
Lane, do you remember what you thought when you saw the ball hooking and wasn't going to field goal?
Theirs?
Yes,
or our first 2.
No.
It was a different emotion. I really kind of felt like finally, you know, I kind of felt like, you know, we just hadn't had many breaks throughout the year or things go our way, whether it was kicks or clock management at Stanford or different things. So it was just really, it was really good for our players just to see them have something go their way after such a roller coaster game, a game that we're about to put away there and give up the kickoff return for a touchdown. So hopefully it's one of those games, you know, that brings you closer together as a team, and you come back and finish off the year really well. I hope maybe there's some similarities to our first year here last time we were here. When we were 2-5 when we went down to Arizona. And that game went back and forth and almost lost that, scored on an interception return in that game just like today, and went on to finish the year, finish the regular season really strong. So hopefully that can happen.
Do you feel like this is a culmination of all the hard work that Coach Baxter has put in from training camp to all the practices? Just how many special teams plays went your way this game?
Yeah, I think if you look at the season in whole and group it together, I'm really proud of seeing the time, you know, that you guys that cover us on a daily basis see the time since the day we got here that we devoted to special teams. I've said it before, you know, as we go with this limited roster like we have, scholarship players, that will continue to be that way obviously for a while. You know, the days of just being completely loaded with depths, you know, going to take a while. And so until you get back to that, you better play really good special teams. And so it's great to see it happen already. And I think what happens with special teams, especially as you're in a program, you get to year 2 and year 3, and your guys understand all the drills and everything, you continue to improve on them. So to do what we're doing in year 1 already is really neat.
Was ASU one of the more challenging defensive lines that you faced, just as far as pass rushing? Because it seemed like they spent a little bit more time in your backfield than some of the others.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they're the #1 third down defense in the conference. There's a reason why they made Oregon punt 11 times. There's a reason why Washington State ran the ball for 4 yards last week against them. It's a really good defense. And, you know, they go up and kind of flop in the cow game for whatever reason. But outside that game, they played a lot of really good defense this year. And they got some really physical players. And we knew they were going to come today. They were coming back to LA. So many of the kids being California kids, they were going to come in here with a lot of emotion and energy. And they did.
Lane, did you at all consider putting in Jacob Hartman, you know, if the game, you know, in that last field goal?
No. No, not on the after the second miss, I kind of, you know, I saw Jake, but then I went back to, you know, our belief in what we've seen in practice over time, and, you know, and it was good that it paid off with Joe.
What about during the week coming up now? Is it open or closed?
No, it's still Joe's job. You know, unfortunately he missed 2, you know, he hit another upright, you know, and so it's not like we're looking at real bad misses where, you know, he's way away. You know, he's close.
Is there any early diagnosis on Mark Tyler?
All I know is it was an ankle. That's all I know.
What was the reason for starting Dylan Baxter tonight?
Yeah, just as we went through, you know, the week and guys being banged up and, you know, just looking at the whole thing of late, felt that Dylan was, you know, Dylan was the guy to start this week, and was hoping it would maybe give us a spark in our run game, which had kind of staled out here of late a little bit. So, No, it was good. I know our average per carry at 4.3 wasn't that good, but, you know, we just talked about they gave up 4 yards rushing last week, and so we rushed for 187 today. Obviously, we'd like to do better, but, you know, there's some good things there.
Allen had the one carry, then didn't touch the ball again. What happened with him tonight?
Put the ball on the ground, and even though it didn't end up, I don't think it ended up being ruled a fumble. We're all about taking care of the ball. We preach about it all week, especially in this game. This was a team coming in that had turned the ball over a lot. And to see that happen, and that had happened of late with him in general. If you go back 2 games ago here at Cal, so we're going to put it back in.
Can you assess Matt Farquhar's performance today, having 2 picks?
Yeah, really roller coaster-ish. I'm sure it took him a while to get over the first play, whether he admits it or not. It took me a while to get over it. Robert was so open. Just the emotion of the first play of the game. A lot of times you overthrow it. You always got to underthrow the first play of the game when you take a shot like that. And so it was exactly the coverage that they had shown versus that formation. And that's not something we usually do. We usually just try to get the game going. So I bet that took him a while to get over. And then was up and down, made some really good plays, and forced some balls as well.
Any sense why you were able to close the game out? You were up 15 points. It looked like you had all the momentum.
Yeah, I mean, making plays. You lost the momentum on a kickoff return that Shreesh Wright's unblocked on the 25-yard line. You don't make the tackle on a kickoff return. There ain't a lot of other people there.
You guys let up 19 unanswered in the second half. What did you tell your team mentally to keep them in the game?
Yeah, really, because as we looked at it, it was kind of freakish plays as far as it wasn't. We were just getting physically pounded. The interception return that's tipped off of David's hands, and then the kickoff return that we got to make the tackle or it's backed up. So it really wasn't about a speech or anything. It was just going back and doing things more consistent.
Outside the first drive with the trick play, it seemed like this was one of the better defensive performances you've had all year. Do you agree?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I felt the momentum of our defense in that game, and I think it had 4 sacks in the game. It feels like they were all in the first quarter, but I thought our defensive line played really well. We still gave up some missed tackles in the secondary again, but I thought in general, one of our better games.
Lane, I wouldn't call it necessarily a breakout game, but it seemed like Bryce Butler made some pretty huge catches for you guys today. Are you expecting him to contribute more in the future?
Yeah, that was good to see, and then David having the touchdown catch as well. Robert was in the hospital 2 nights ago, and really couldn't do anything for the last 48 hours at all. He wasn't even at some of our meetings, and so he's so tough. He tried to go, but he wasn't the same. You could see from the first play. We were in a walkthrough earlier today, and he could barely walk around. His back was so bad, and he ended up in the hospital. I think he threw up 6 or 7 times because of the back issue.
Anything else for Lane?
Thanks.